lyrics or something. I love that when someone is like singing along to a song but they don't know the words, they're still going with the beat. They're just
Mm,
like something.
that's a specialty for me.
All right, ready to go.
I guess.
Here we go. Three, two,
Wow, that's
one.
crazy.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Ring Post Radio, the only show that's been going on for a year and a week, hosted by us, Ryan Neitzey and Scotty Edwards. Scotty, how are you doing today?
I think that is a correct statement, actually. I think you did not lie about this is the only show that has won a year and a week hosted by us. So you come here for the facts, people. You come here for the facts. And you stay for the
The
I
faux
don't know.
pas.
I might sing later. We'll
Yeah,
see.
you never know, especially with a sleepy, beepy man that is Scotty currently. I imagine
Yeah, I mean I'm always tired.
that's true.
My secret is I'm always tired. Just like I'm always angry.
You, you,
They,
you,
they,
you,
they might go hand in hand, to be fair.
you say that and you
But
turn around and put on the gauntlet.
actually, I'm about to blow up like a Hulk, but that's fine. If that happens, then we have bigger problems at hand. But yeah, we're here. I kind of forget what we're talking about because this week hasn't been as eventful as others have been, but I guess we're in the middle of a G1, so that helps. And Vince McMahon probably has more fuck money, and yeah, so here we are.
I mean, those parts are all definitely true. Yeah, it's the late
Appreciate the
August.
I appreciate the content, King.
Yeah, of course. We're talking about Vince McMahon specifically. I appreciate
Of
the
course,
content.
yes.
All summer long. He's been giving us content. We appreciate that, short king. I guess he's not short. Yeah, no, it's like that August moment of you're just kind of in the middle of the G1. You're in the middle of Noah's N-1 victory, in the middle of the 5-star Grand Prix. You're just in the middle of a shitload of tournaments. So it's kind of
Yeah.
like, well, what are we gonna, and it's like, like Stardom. Like, we're not gonna talk about Stardom because, even though they have like 5 nights of the Grand Prix, it's like, there's nothing we can really glean from 5 nights of a 21 night event,
Yeah.
but we are going to talk about Noah's N1 victory. That was the first day of that. There's only a couple days of that too. So we'll talk about Noah's victory day one. We'll talk about Impact Emergence. They had a Impact Plus show last night that was getting some pretty decent reviews. And I watched the last couple of matches of that. Prep preview for the G1 Climax finals that are coming up next. Well, the final block matches are coming up Tuesday, but the finals are happening next Thursday.
Yeah, I'll be on vacation.
You'll be on vacation. We're also be talking about AEW Quake by the Lake as well. But of course, we got some news.
That's a nice one.
We got some news. So, Scotty, where are you going? I don't think we ever asked. Where are you going for vacation? Are you going to a lake? Are you gonna have a Quake by the lake?
No, I'm not having a Quake by the lake. I'm going to Disney.
Oh, the Disney boys.
Yeah.
The Disney boys are
where I'm going.
Where are you going in Disney?
And maybe I'll never come back. Who knows? I'm going everywhere.
You have a one-way ticket to Disney World.
Yeah, I have a one-way ticket, and then they're gonna just have to keep me because I don't want to come. I don't want to come back to work or anything. So sorry, everybody. I'll just bring my laptop and I'll bring my handheld mic. I'll make sure this doesn't die, but everything else does.
I hope. Yeah. I am hoping so much so that next week you do a Zoom background of you at Epcot in front of the big old wall. and then you and then you lower the green screen and it's actually live you at Magic Kingdom with the castle behind you.
That would be amazing. Yeah, putting up a green screen to make you think I was at Epcot. Well, I'm actually at Magic Kingdom.
Would have got me. You would have got him. My brain would have exploded.
That would be pretty awesome. Now I feel like I have to do that. It's almost impossible for me to do that.
Yeah.
it's nice to think I could. But yeah, I'm excited because I won't be here to work. So.
Yes, yes. You enjoy that vacation. Enjoy that
But
vacation.
no one will hear from me starting next Saturday. So
Yeah, you are gonna
it's
go.
nice knowing
You're
everybody.
gonna go Twitter silent to avoid spoilers. We
I'm
got a
not
lot.
gonna go. I'm going Twitter silent. I'm going Slack silent. I'm going Facebook silent. I'm going anything that somehow someone would say something to me. Looking at you, Alex. I don't want to know. I don't want to know anything.
Discord silent.
Discord. So, oh yeah, that's getting deleted. Everything is getting deleted until I see what I need to see.
Mm-hmm.
So these are the commitments I'm willing to make when I go on vacation. The one time they give me the show that I've been waiting for all year.
N-1 Victory Night 3?
That's tomorrow. I'm not worried about that. Thank you.
Fair enough. Fair enough. I
Thank
picked
you.
the one night where the joke doesn't work.
And I believe they actually have. They have Kaigo Kiyomiya versus Katsuhiko Nakajima. So yeah, I won't be missing that. Thank you.
That's true. Well, yeah, we got a lot of stuff to talk about. So let's
Shout out Jack Morris.
Shout out Jack Morris. Let's talk about all the stuff we got to go to. So let's talk with WWE first. Last week they brought back Karrion Kross. This week they brought back Dexter Lumis, Top Dollar, B Fab, Ashante the Adonis. They have all made their returns.
You had one way to say it. They brought back Hit Row. Hit Row. Instead, you go Top Dollar and B Fab and Ashante the Adonis.
I just love
Hit Row. Hit Row.
I just love
Hit Row.
I just love B-Fab's name and Ashante the Adonis. There's something
shout
about
out to B-Fab because listen, that group died when she was released.
That is true. It imploded quite quickly after that.
And then they got released, but
and then they did some indie stuff.
I saw someone write like, "Oh yeah, they were doing great indie work." I was like, they had 2 matches.
Yeah, I'm gonna look up Top Dollar.
I looked it up. Top Dollar had 2 matches since he was released.
3, no, 2, because the one I'm looking at is SmackDown. Yeah, he had 2. What about Dahuti Miles? Did he have? He also had the same 2. And then, do you think B-Fab had another match at all?
No.
Let's see. No. No. They've wrestled twice on the Indies for.
They just waited for the downfall of Vince McMahon.
I mean, they didn't wrestle on SmackDown when they made their debuts. Is that true? Apparently,
they just showed up.
Yeah, they just showed up. Oh no, Top Dollar did. Because it was Top Dollar and Isaiah Swerve Scott. Remember that was the tag team.
Yeah, man.
Oh man,
they're calling themselves the OG3, and I think that's the funniest thing ever. I'm like, whoa, what?
Why do that? Because that's acknowledging, like, invertedly acknowledging who is not there.
Yeah, the star. The star's not there.
Well, maybe they can include Dexter Lumis into the group.
I hope not. I'm upset that we're including Dexter Lumis at all.
It's just him staring at the screen while B-Fab is dancing.
Listen. He's a good character. It's just like, you really had to bring him back?
Yeah, so let's talk about that. We're bringing in Karrion Kross, B-Fab, Top Dollar, Dexter Lumis. How are you feeling about these main roster returns for all these? Not even main roster returns. Sorry, some main roster returns, but also Dexter Lumis, a call up as well.
Yeah,
Dakota Kai, Io Sky, all call ups as well.
Okay, so those were so Triple H knew what he was doing. He's like, okay, we're gonna peak with bringing Dakota Kai back.
Hit a home run first.
Yeah, and then he's like, okay, and then we're gonna bring Karrion Kross back. Like, okay, I get it. You know, former NXT champion, kind of a threat. We'll forget about the helmet time. We'll forget about that.
Sure.
Okay, sure. Dexter Lumis comes back. You're like, I don't know about that one, King. And then you bring back Hit Row, and I actually think it makes sense. They need tag teams. I think Top Dollar and Ashante the Adonis can be a fine tag team. I think Ashante the Adonis is actually pretty good.
Yeah, I agree.
And I think since they brought B-Fab too, it works enough. It's to me, I don't see Top Dollar going on to win singles titles or anything. I don't see maybe Ashante the Adonis if like he gets over or something, but I think it's fine if you bring back a tag team. He's gonna bring back more people in the future. So it really is just the beginning, like Fightful reported.
Yeah, I mean, speaking of more people from the future, I mean, at least I saw that Dave Meltzer gave more confirmations to the idea of Sasha Banks and Naomi returning to WWE, giving more smoke to that fire of that, whether or not that is true. So, I assume that's all the case. I also saw, sort of Brian Alvarez maybe also hinting at Tyler Breeze. So if we get Breeze and Fandango,
he already works with up, down, down.
Yeah. So why not bring him in fully when he can wrestle? And like you said, need tag team, so bring in Fandango as well. Get him off the NWA circuit.
Okay. No, that's okay.
Bring in JTG.
Okay. I was always just a Tyler Breeze guy, anyways.
That's true. But yeah, I mean, is there any other people that you can name off the top of your head that you would like to see back?
Gargano.
I feel like we had this conversation last week. Gargano, Wyatt, maybe. Fightful sort of reported why it's possible.
Listen, I know people were like very out on Bray, and understandably so. His message this past week or whatever was kind of like lame as hell. But I do think that bringing him back makes sense for them, especially if we're bringing back the Dexter Loomises of the world. Like, all right, we'll bring back someone good who's a former world champion. Just don't bring him back as the Fiend, and you have a solution there. Bray Wyatt, Johnny Gargano, Candice LeRae, obviously.
Yep. Yep.
I think that's it.
I think that's it.
That's all I'm looking for.
I would like to bring back Bray Wyatt and put him in Hit Row and make him the new member of Hit Row. I think that would be good. Hit Row, and it's the Bray, and it's just like, bobbing his head, got his dreadlocks bobbing his head to it. Hit Row,
All right, my best one is you don't have to bring back Braun Strowman.
Very good. The Titan, you mean?
Yeah, you don't have to bring. He's not even the Titan. He's just Adam Shearer now.
Let's bring in Adam Shearer and EC3. I want to bring in specifically.
I want to control our narrative. That's what you want to do.
That's what Triple H needs to control his narrative. I think we all need to talk about that. Other news that we have is that StarCast has filed a trademark for Southwest Championship Wrestling on August 5th, 2022. Southwest Championship Wrestling was a promotion owned by Joe Blanchard and run out of San Antonio, Texas from 1978 to 1985. The purpose of the trademark was listed as entertainment in the nature of wrestling contests. Provide wrestling news and information via a global computer network, as well as goods and services such as bandanas, hats, shirts, sweatshirts, hooded sweatshirts. So this comes after Thompson teased that the Ric Flair last match was part of a, quote, bigger master plan. Maybe this is step 2 of the master plan, is you bring back Jim Crockett, now you bring back Southwest Championship. So we'll see. What do you think about Conrad Thompson bringing back more territory wrestling?
I tweeted yesterday that if we could acknowledge the NWA not existing, that'd be a win. So the fact that we might bring back more sounds terrible. I don't want it. The company that ran, or not company, but brand that ran Ric Flair's last tragedy, that can go away. Yeah, I don't need that. I don't need any of that.
Well, it could be better. In this, in this report, it was stated that
you know what, you're right. It could be better if we just cancel out the last match.
Well, the last match, what I'm alluding to, is that Booker T revealed that he was approached by Conrad Thompson about having a match at StarCast next year. So if it is Southwest Championship Wrestling in San Antonio, Texas, the state where Booker T is from, he said he was asked about doing a Harlem Heat final tag team match in Texas. So
okay, well, they're like in great shape and don't look like they're about to die, so that's good.
So yeah, we'll they're at least younger and in better shape than Ric Flair. So it is, maybe who knows who they might go against. I mean, they've always said that maybe they wanted to go against FTR. FTR versus Harlem Heat. So that'd be interesting.
Boom, 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 boom. Oh, they'll bring Cornette in. Oh God.
You're right. Well, did Harlem Heat never have a manager? Does it matter? I guess. Maybe not.
Now I have to look it up.
Yeah. I'll let you look it up as I bring up the news, the new news that we have here. Vice TV.
Sensational Sherry.
Bring back Sensational Sherry and then do
Martel.
Jim Cornette. Yeah, I could see that happening. I could 100% see that happening.
Yeah,
that's totally
All right.
possible. Vice TV announced Tales from the Territories, a new series for Vice TV. It's going to premiere Tuesday, October 4th. This is in conjunction with season 4 of Dark Side of the Ring, which is in development, I believe. Basically, it is executive produced by Evan Husney and Jason Eisner from Dark Side of the Ring, and along with Seven Bucks Productions, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. He'll be doing all that stuff. So he's talking about a bunch of different things. Chavo Guerrero is also a co-exec, apparently. They've already interviewed JR, Bret the Hitman Hart, Abdullah the Butcher, JR talking about Mid-South. So they got a lot of different stuff. What do you feel about Tales from the Territories?
I'm all good.
You're all good?
I'm so done with this territory stuff.
I think it's gonna be hard to watch every single week because there's only so many weeks where I can watch wrestling in bars, and small rundown.
Right, that's true. That's true.
Small rundown things.
No, I want to say I completely agree with Triple H. Yeah, all bars. No, nothing more, nothing less. Because wrestling only existed in the United States of America. Also, don't forget that.
You're right. That is true. It's still today. Still today, I believe.
Yeah. So, yeah. Mm-hmm.
I just love the irony of Triple H's statement last week and then this week. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson produced Tales from the Territories.
Just I look forward to the day Dwayne owns WWE. It's gonna be great.
I mean, he has the XFL, so that's, I guess, one step in the right direction.
That's not going as well as I'm sure he wanted it to. But yes.
Do we have any updates on the XFL now that I'm thinking about it?
They got that didn't they get sued?
I don't know.
I think Rock and Vince got sued.
Oh, great. Perfect. Ideal. Speaking about Vince getting sued, well, not necessarily. WWE announced that it stated in a public filing on Tuesday that it found an additional $5 million in unrecorded company expenses related to payments from Vince McMahon in 2007-2009, bringing the total to $19.6 million of unrecorded expenses from Vince McMahon. So that's nearly $20 million. I'm, of course, sure there is more to come. But we'll see where that goes. It is interesting because WrestleNomics kind of alludes that apparently, according to IRS filings, WWE spent the exact total of $5 million in contributions to the Donald J. Trump Foundation in those same years of 2007-2009. Could be nothing. Could be that Vince McMahon, unrecorded company expenses, gave WWE money to Donald Trump in 2007-2009. So who the heck knows? It's also 2007.
You think
he wasn't running for president in 2007? Well, no, he was.
No.
Well, the election was in 2008. Why did he get money in 2009? Anyways, sorry. Go ahead.
No. Do you think he just agrees to get his head possibly shaved without getting money on the side, people? Do you not remember the 2007 storyline where it was Bobby Lashley versus Umaga, the battle of the billionaires? Because I remember it. First WrestleMania I ever watched, people. It's amazing. The match is fine. But Stone Cold shaves his head and then stuns everyone. It's great. It's great. He stunned Donald Trump. So,
and one of the worst stunners of all time in the history of stunners.
I don't know what we expected there. Okay.
True. It's very true. Yeah, no, that is a good point. When was that pay-per-view? I think it was 2007, I want to say.
2007. April 1st, 2007.
April Fool's Day, 2007.
It's a special WrestleMania for me.
Yes, WrestleMania 23. Do you remember the tagline for WrestleMania 23?
All grown up.
I cannot believe you remember that perfectly. Yes, all grown up. What a card we have here. The Great Khali versus Kane, the ECW Originals versus the New Breed.
All-timer show.
Yes, this show was 2007. It doesn't state. I assume it doesn't have a link to the IRS filings.
The main event, for those wondering, was John Cena versus Shawn Michaels for the WWE Championship. Of course, it was supposed to be Triple H, but Triple H blew out his knee, and they did Shawn Michaels. It was great. It was great.
Probably a better
Undertaker.
Match. Probably a better
Undertaker
match.
versus Batista.
Let's see what else the card remembers.
A great Money in the Bank ladder match. Umaga versus Bobby Lashley, of course.
Who won that Money in the Bank ladder match?
Mr. Kennedy.
Correct.
Kennedy! Yeah, you're not beating me. I remember all of this. I believe it was Melina versus Ashley Mazzaro as well. Rest in peace.
Yep. In a lumberjill match.
Yeah. United States Championship match, redacted.
Versus
MVP.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yes, we don't talk about that one.
No. Do you remember who? So I already said the ECW originals versus the New Breed. Who was on the New Breed?
Elijah Burke.
Correct.
Marcus Corvon.
Correct.
Kevin Thorne.
Correct. Marcus Corvon, aka
how many people am I
Monty
looking
Brown.
for here?
You got one more.
Boy.
Yeah, one more.
Does he still wrestle?
I don't think he still wrestles.
Is it Matt Striker?
Correct. He hasn't wrestled since 2020.
Has anyone guessed a more ridiculous thing in wrestling history than I just did? The New Breed at WrestleMania 23.
I cannot believe you got you remembered that much of that show. Also, by the way, like the show has looks like has big highs but a lot of lows.
Hey, you remember the highs and you deal with the lows.
Well, you remembered all of it, so I guess it was all high to you.
Damn right it was. Except for Redacted. We don't remember Redacted.
That's true. But yes, shout out Vince McMahon for giving us more content, talk more about his $5 million. Should we start betting on what the over under of unrecorded expenses Vince McMahon has had?
No, because it might be too high.
That's true.
Like it's just a weekly thing. Oh yeah, we found another 5 million under our books. Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Did no one care to notice this?
Yeah, because it feels like they're also going year by year and checking, which is fair. So they're at 2009, so we got 2010 up to 2022 to check.
They're gonna get to like the middle of the ruthless aggression era, and they're gonna be like, "Oh shit."
Oh, I'm nervous for fucking 20. What is it? When was the election? 2018, 2020, 2018 with Donald Trump's. If
are they going backwards or forwards?
Forwards. This was Donald Trump in 2007, 2009. I'm saying what were the?
Oh my God! We gave all of our revenue to Donald Trump's
to an election campaign.
How did no one notice this?
Well, I guess we'll see what happens, and we'll see how much money WB or Vince McMahon has spent using WB funds. So
16, by the way.
60? You're thinking 60? $40 more
$40 million?
No,
it was 2016 was the election. So
yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
I don't remember elections. Anyways, let's talk about that's all the news. That's all the news bits. Let's talk about AEW.
I remember the New Breed, so I can remember anything, I guess.
I think that there's a special place.
I didn't get a single guess wrong. That's the scary part.
You did not.
This man,
you were 4 for 4.
Kevin Thorne.
Can you? This is not going to count towards it, but can you remember the manager lady that went out? Yeah,
she was the Shelly. Shelly?
No, not
Sherry
Shelly.
Martinez.
No, not Shelly. Oh, you're talking.
I know what she looks like.
That might be her. That might be her actual name. Let me see.
Kevin Thorne's not even on Cage Match.
Kevin.
What did I spell? Oh yeah, he is.
Yeah, he is. He has no E in Thorne. Let's see. You remember
this man wrestled this year.
Yeah, he wrestled this in over the Ohio Valley Wrestling. Let's see. Who was his manager? Lady. It was
it's not listed here on cage match.
It's listed as Ariel, who is Shelly Martinez. I cannot believe
I'm an animal. So
I am so upset. I'm so upset you got that right. I mean,
so I was right.
Yeah. In 2016, you can watch a match probably on the Indies on YouTube. Shelly Martinez versus Shotzi Blackheart. Ooh, 2016.
So we can agree that I was right.
Yes, you were 100% right every single time. That is upsetting. That is upsetting. Don't Muda. don't Muda yourself here.
I'm proud. I'm proud how good I am. One week you're just gonna bring me like WrestleMania 20 something, and you're gonna be like, all right, name all these things. And I'll be like, okay, it was the one event. I can only do one event.
Like one event at a time. One event at a time. Let's talk about AEW Dynamite. Quake by the Lake. It was a big TV show out in Minneapolis, Minnesota from AEW. Headlined, of course, by an AEW interim world title match between Jon Moxley and Chris Jericho. But the rest of the card was, I would say, pretty good. What do you think about the show?
Let me look at the card real quick so I can get a little memory here. First match was good, a little too much interference. The Lucha match was great as expected. Luchasaurus happened, Ricky Starks happened, that women's match certainly happened. I know that because I watched it. Yeah, the main event was great. So there you go.
Yeah, pretty. I would say
CM Punk's back, people.
That's the big news. So of course we had Jon Moxley successfully defend his title against Chris Jericho.
Get his ass beat after.
Got his ass beat after. Real bloody affair. I guess we'll talk about the blood and what your thoughts about the blood too. But then to save it all, it wasn't Bryan Danielson or anybody else. No, it was the return of the AEW World Champion CM Punk, Chick Magnet Punk. He's back. He's hobbling, not hobbling. He's jumping on his foot, so he's back. I don't want to say better than ever, but he's certainly back. CM Punk is back. I keep saying that, and presumably setting up a title match against Jon Moxley at All Out.
I lost 7 years of CM Punk. I don't want to lose any more time. Okay,
That's fair.
That I said when it was happening that Hangman Page versus CM Punk was the biggest match AEW ever had, and it was true. It was true. I think that's true.
I agree.
But at All Out, there is no bigger match than Jon Moxley versus CM Punk. That is now going to be their biggest match of all time, and here's why. Jon Moxley is as close to an ace-like figure in AEW as anyone. He's an ace that the elite weren't. None of the elite were aces. I don't care what anyone says. Hangman Page was great, but he wasn't the ace.
He doesn't have ace energy.
No.
Cody
was great.
I would say Cody at one point in time had ace energy.
Cody was the closest ace.
Yeah,
but he left. So
it crumbled for the past year.
Yeah, that's true. It did crumble. So Moxley's just been like, he is AEW. So him versus CM Punk, that's as big as you can get in Chicago. You gotta remember, we're in Chicago once again. It should be a phenomenal main event. It should be. I have no doubt that they're gonna put on an absolute phenomenal match. Jon Moxley has not missed this year. He has been as good a wrestler as any, and I can't wait to see it.
Yeah, no, Jon Moxley has been phenomenal this year. His especially the summer specifically. I mean, these title defenses he's been throwing up have been.
He's a wrestler of the year contender.
Yeah,
just from
basically.
He didn't even have like that many big matches early on.
No,
that's the crazy part.
I don't remember. I'll look up his cage match. I don't remember.
Except for the Danielson match, maybe. Was that this year?
That was, I believe, at Revolution. I believe that was at Revolution.
Okay, so like that's the only one I could think of in like the first 4 months of the year.
I'm looking it up now. Yeah, I mean, not really a lot of stuff. In terms of AEW, I mean, when was the? I think the Danielson match was actually prior. Maybe. When was the Danielson match?
It was at Revolution.
At Revolution. Okay, so we got that at Revolution. You also had a match at Windy City Riot against Will Osprey, and then the Capital Collision match as well for New Japan. Those were two
Yeah,
good
him
matches.
getting to go to New Japan at the same time really that's what woke him up. And we have to remember what he came back from, people. He literally returned this year from his, he went to rehab,
Mm-hmm.
and now he's just going insane. And
Yep.
there's a story there that they're going to play to. They now have just under a month to build this matchup. It's very exciting.
Which, based on that stare down, they'll have to do a lot of work for that. It's gonna sell. It's gonna sell stuff already. I mean, that crowd
I'm sure All Out's already
unglued.
sold out, right?
All Out. I'll double check for WrestleTix. But yeah,
it's at the Now Arena. Of course, it's sold out. Come on.
it's the Now Arena. Yeah, no, it's just unbelievable. We talked about it before. It's just like, we knew that like as soon as this happened, this was going to sell out. This is going to be a great day for AEW. No one expected CM Punk to be back. I mean, he was talking up a storm at I was going to say South by. What's that? E3? No, that's not it.
No,
Comic-Con. Talking up a storm at Comic-Con about how he's like unable to walk or do anything. And then just what, a couple weeks later?
Favorite part of it was like, oh yeah, we should have known. Like all the people were like, we should have known. I'm like, shut up, just enjoy it. Like it happened. Just enjoy. Just be happy you got for once. Like just enjoy wrestling, you jerk.
Yeah, I think it's a phenomenal move. And then we have the when we preview All Out, it's gonna be a tough one to pick. Who do you pick? CM Punk, guy who's been gone for 7 years, also making his return match. Presumably, he might have a warm up. I'm guessing on TV. And then the pay per view, or versus, like you said, someone like an ace like figure in in AEW. Who do you put the title on? Is it CM Punk? Is it Jon Moxley? You got Kenny Omega returning around the corner as well. Who do you put the title on him? No, not put the title on him eventually, but is he a defense at some point? Who is a better defense title match? Is it Punk? Is it Is it Moxley? A lot of questions. It unfolds.
I just answered your question. It's like let's play the game here. What match is bigger than CM Punk versus Jon Moxley right now?
Probably Punk Omega.
Yeah.
In terms of just AEW talent, Punk or Omega Osprey is also a big match, but that's more.
But Punk Omega, like no one thought that would happen.
Yeah.
So, gigantic.
That's the big match. I don't know when they would do that. I feel like a cat is behind me destroying trash cans. I don't know when they would do that match. Like that's a pay-per-view match, right? So that we're talking. Yeah. I mean, we're talking if Omega is coming back and he's in this trios title tournament, then
I'll say Double or Nothing.
Double or Nothing's not a bad spot. What if that is the return of All In? And that's All In's their big. I know it's not true anymore. Their big 2-night event, All In.
And they bring back Cody Rhodes.
They bring back B-Fab, Shante D. Adonis, Eric Redbeard.
Don't think they'd be bringing anyone back with that.
Probably not. What else we got on the show? We also had the opening match, which was Darby Allin versus Brody King. I thought this match was fantastic. We're not going to review the entire show, but I want to bring up this match because I thought this was fantastic, but also brought up a lot of discussion about the use and the amount of blood in AEW, especially for one Dave Meltzer. I'm okay with blood. I don't know about you, Scotty. I'm okay with blood. I watched this show. Didn't have any issue with the amount of blood.
I think we've just gotten to a funny point where it's like, oh, right, he's bleeding, and this is mostly like, I don't care because it's not really a big deal to me. But there is a certain conversation because I remember people complaining about it when Cody was doing it.
Yeah.
But now that all their favorites are doing it, they don't care. There's a situation there, and there's more blood now than ever. Like that show the other night had two of the bloodiest matches I think AEW's ever had. and we know the Jericho thing wasn't on purpose.
Sure.
So like that didn't help that he
Sure.
became a bloody fool because like he smashed his head.
Hmm.
So like to me, it's not a big deal. I think it's just funny because like John Moxley bleeds every single match.
Yeah, yeah, and that's completely true. Is that storyline wise? It's the thing about like they're able to do it, so
Like,
like it's why not do it? But it's also like, well,
yeah,
if
I
everyone's doing
guess.
it, then it kind of dilutes the blood pool, I guess.
Right, right. Because like if CM Punk bleeds in the match with MJF,
Hmm.
it has meaning.
Yes.
But
If Wheeler Yuta bleeds in the match against John Moxley,
right,
huge meaning.
huge meaning. But if John Moxley bleeds in the match with Mance Warner, you're like, why?
Yeah.
Like, are you signing Mance Warner? Are you trying to make him a big like deal?
Hmm.
No, we're never gonna hear about this guy again. Like,
Hmm.
so like that's the game you play there because blood's great if you use it for a reason. I think it fit the Brody King Darby match, so I had no
Agreed.
problem there.
Agreed.
Honestly, I think it did fit the main event too because he ripped his ear thing out. So I was like, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
That he should bleed. It's just a matter of you gotta play the game correctly. So like we shouldn't have to have the conversation of like weekly blood, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I think
They don't have that many matches that deserve weekly blood.
that's true. Is that that is completely true. They don't have that many matches that deserve weekly
Yeah.
blood. And if they, if they bring it back a little bit, I mean, like Rampage doesn't need to have blood feuds. I feel like, you know, they have
Don't
blood
worry
feuds, I
about
guess.
it. Barely has anything. Has the Trust Busters, which
The Trustbusters.
is literally just the Nightmare Collective for men.
Um,
So
yeah,
shout out Sunny Kiss. I'm happy Sunny Kiss has something to do.
yeah. That's I'm okay with that. I love that. Yeah, no, I'm like not against like the amount of blood. Like I even in this show, I like had no issues with it, and then I see Meltzer talking about pearl clutching about there's too much blood, and then yeah, sure, there's always gonna have feelings of too much blood, but you know but at the same breath it's also like yeah Moxley's doing a lot, but it also I think a lot of people pass for Moxley is that Moxley is the kind of wrestler where that makes sense, whereas Cody it doesn't. If that Cody is not someone that is like a brawler kind of person, where Moxley is 100% a brawler kind of person, and it makes sense if he bleeds versus Cody bleeding every single match against Jungle Boy.
Every big match, rephrase it. That's what he did.
That's a good point.
I just think you gotta chill out in the end. Like there's no reason there needs to be blood every single week. Now there should be blood in John Moxley versus CM Punk.
Correct.
You saw like the minute they went face to face, you're like, oh, this, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, absolutely, 100%. Um, you just gotta pick your battles, I think, on those, which is fine. Moxley does it every singles match of his, but to be fair, he mostly only wrestles singles matches now, so it's like
Yeah.
interesting. But he is so good right now that I almost don't care at all.
Yeah.
Like
Me too.
whatever. But like he this is a good example. He bled versus Hiroshi Tanahashi. Like
You're
I
right.
don't think that was needed.
You're right. That wasn't necessarily the most needed match to
I was
have.
like, you're wrestling Tanahashi. You're not wrestling. I don't even know.
Mance Warner.
Well, yeah, there you go. I mean, I know Mance Warner has that like kind of vibe, so it worked a little more. But it's like I think Tanahashi match is the best example.
Yeah, it is. It's okay if some feuds are just feuds and not every feud is a blood feud. But
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, even then, like Moxley, like when he first came to AEW, like I don't think he was bleeding this often. At least I don't
No,
recall,
no,
or
but
I
I
don't,
don't
I don't
think he was
recall.
as good either. So
That also might be true. He's definitely gotten a lot better since post rehab. Because he's been fantastic all year. We've already discussed this. Yeah, but I thought going back to the coffin match, I thought the blood work here was totally fine. I thought it made Brody King look
he was
even
absolute
more
fool.
devastating. This is what they've done 3 coffin matches in this company, and I've loved every single one of them. I think
Yeah, they've been great.
and I popped huge for the end of the Coffin match where they do the choke thing, but it's now reverse. Darby Allin's doing it to Brody King. They do the slip, and then Brody King's hanging as best he could. I thought that was pretty good. And then Darby Allin lets go. Brody falls into the coffin, and the lid slams immediately. It was so good.
I probably have the hottest take of all time. My favorite of the three is probably the Ethan Page one.
I also agree. My favorite. This match was up there, but I think it's and they're all very close. They're all very close, but it's like
I think the Andrade one's probably the weakest.
Yeah, I think it's Ethan Page, Brody King, Andrade so far. And this match was I really enjoyed this match a lot. And yeah, there was some distraction stuff, but I wasn't too nonplussed by it.
I was distracted.
You were distracted?
I was distracted. I thought the first half was phenomenal. The ending was great. There was just like so much going on that it's like, what is happening? But I always pop for the Sting out of the coffin thing. I was like, Sting's gonna be in there. There he is. It's great every time.
It's beautiful.
Give me the House of Black versus Darby, Sting, and Miro. I can't wait.
That is probably around the corner. That's probably a pay-per-view match if I've ever heard one.
Oh, let's talk about the bracket, huh?
I was just about to get to that. Speaking of House of Black, they also announced
House of Bracket.
Oh, you said I have terrible jokes.
I messed it up. It couldn't be a joke when I said Blacket.
Speaking of House of Blacket, we have the AEW World Trios Championship bracket finally announced. On the left side.
Finally, didn't the titles get announced last week?
Well, the bracket has been finally announced.
When was the titles announced?
I feel like 2 weeks. I feel like 2 weeks ago. I don't know.
Time flies when you're
having fun.
No.
So on the left side of the bracket, we have. Well, let's talk about the right side because I think the left side.
Let's start with the right side.
The right side, we'll get through it. Right side, we have on the top right, we have House of Black versus Dark Order, who are representing themselves as a foursome. That should be interesting. I
think it's gonna be Hangman
in the Dark Order side.
I feel like the Hangman's gonna have to be in the match.
I don't know. They're really teasing it up that Hangman is just supporting Dark Order.
Oh yeah, so he's not going to wrestle at the pay-per-view.
That's the frustration. Is okay. Well, then Hangman's not at the pay-per-view. I don't know.
I think somewhere in this bracket they're going to play to the story that someone gets hurt, or something like that, where he has to step in.
Oh, they have 4 people. So the first one they lose 10. The second one they lose Alex Reynolds, and so Paige has to go in.
Be good.
And so Paige has to go in for the finals of the pay-per-view. That's possible.
Uno and Silver.
Paige, Uno, and Silver. Yeah, I think
I'd like it.
That'd be pretty good versus.
I'd dig it
versus somebody on the other side. So yeah, there's that
side.
That's
a good match.
House of Black versus Dark Order should be interesting. I wouldn't be surprised though if we also get like Darby or Miro involvement.
Yeah, absolutely.
On the other side, on the bottom right side, we have the Best Friends, Orange Cassidy, Chuck Taylor, and Trent Beretta versus the Trustbusters. Don't know which. It's a foursome as well, so we don't know which 3 will be represented in this match. Could be Parker Bordeaux, could be Sonny Kiss, could be Slim J. But they'll be taking on the team of Best Friends in this one.
I thought before, I just thought about that Dark Order thing in my head, that Best Friends were probably the favorites on this side. Probably. None of it excites me.
It's frustrating because it is
the most exciting is House of Black.
Yeah,
but they're not going to the finals.
That's the thing, right? Is that we could see them doing a trios match at the pay-per-view. Start Darby, Miro, and Sting, but not necessarily a trios match for the titles. So I think storyline wise, that makes more sense going that direction.
They really did it on the other side of the bracket here.
Yeah, Dark Order, like we already talked about, has the storyline stuff with Paige. Trustbusters, they're gonna lose. Who cares? I would love to see them at the pay-per-view. And then Best Friends. Personally, I would pick Best Friends to win it all.
Win it all?
Not win it all. Maybe not. Maybe not. Depending, assuming Kenny
Have
Omega's
you
coming
seen
back.
the left side of the bracket?
Assuming Kenny Omega's coming back, not win it all. But I do think that the best friends.
I don't even need to assume that he's there. I would just have the entire left side of the bracket win.
If that's also true. If Kenny Omega wasn't returning, I might say put the titles on best friends simply because
that would be a Frankie Kazarian Scorpio Sky-esque first champion.
They were good. They were good first champions.
No, they weren't.
They were good first champions. No. I don't know. I think you give him a win. It's Orange Cassidy. He's not going to have a world title match. He's not going to have a tag title. He's not going to. Maybe I don't think you'll have a TNT title or an All Atlantic title. Trios title is a good spot for him. Give it with the best friends. I think that's something. Now that, to be fair,
that's not my vision, Ryan.
My apologies, sir. But you're right. They also don't have any storyline situation going in here. Maybe. Besides, like, they work well with the Young Bucks, maybe. So that's also fair. I could see.
Congratulations. You work well with the Young Bucks. Congratulations.
So does everybody.
Or in the rest of the tag teams in the back.
We work well with the Young Bucks.
Probably.
We could have a 3-star. I think maybe.
I think so.
So we're thinking Dark Order versus Best Friends, and then Dark Order beats them.
If Hangman gets involved, like if he ends up having to be a part of it, because the story would then be the Elite versus Hangman and Dark Order. That would be the better story. Yeah. But of course, if Kenny doesn't come back, then this is all in shambles.
Yes,
if they're not making it.
If it is Brandon Cutler, then who gives a shit?
Right. you know, they're not the Elite. Not the Elite. The Young Bucks aren't making it past the. And then I think Dark Order loses too.
Mm-hmm.
So here's my best prediction before we talk about the left side. If Kenny Omega is back, it's the Elite versus Dark Order. If he's not back, it's Best Friends versus, and we'll get to that in a second.
We'll get to that in a second. So left side of the bracket, top left, we have Death Triangle versus United Empires, Will Osprey, and Aussie Open.
This is why we wanted these damn belts right here.
Yeah.
This is what I'm here for. I wanted Death Triangle to be part of this for so long. This means Pac's obviously coming back, which is also great. But no one was ready for that second team. No one was ready for that second trio. Because, you know, the G1's going on and you're not really thinking about it.
Yeah.
And I remember, and hey, Ryan, do you remember who said the person from New Japan that's going to be sticking around the most when after Forbidden Door? Because I think I said Will Osprey.
Yeah.
And the first chance they get, Will Osprey is on one of these shows. And that match is going to be terrific.
Yep. And they've also been teasing Osprey and Omega online for a while now, too.
And they could do Osprey versus Pac for the All Atlantic if they want to get crazy.
Yeah, so I was talking about that is that, you know, I started talking about like, I don't know if they'll bring in like champions because it's, you know, political, you know, the booking of champions. But then I was sitting there thinking like, Aussie Open winning and then facing, United Empire winning and then facing Young Bucks and Omega is really good. Osprey then can beat Pac, and maybe that's the title match. Screw Kip Sabian. Let's bring in Will Osprey. Oh baby, now we're talking.
All else looking good.
I could also see Kip Sabian getting involved in this match, which leads to Pac getting distracted or something and losing the match.
Now let's get excited about the other match.
The other match. First of all, who are we thinking? Are we thinking United Empire? I would do United Empire, personally.
If they're doing the Pac match. Assuming Pac versus Osprey. I think giving the United Empire a win on your TV would be nice for once.
That's true.
You had them lose how many times, Aussie Open? They're also about to spoiler alert, they're about to win the strong titles tonight. So
I'm also just thinking about it in terms of G1 Climax. So this match is taking place. This match will be taking place well after the G1.
The week
so
after, probably.
I was thinking about next week, and I was like, "What? No, that's impossible." No, so that's not happening. Well, no, didn't they announce this?
No, they didn't.
I swear
they announced the next one.
No, I think they announced it on Rampage. Now I gotta look this up because now I'm like, wait, hold on. I feel like they did in fact announce this.
I didn't watch Rampage. This is troubling.
Yeah, I remember seeing this graphic. That's what I mean. Is I remember seeing the graphic. I do not remember if it is
This is Rampage, baby.
which thing this is for.
That's
so
triangle.
I'm now.
Oh, there it is.
What is it? What do you got?
August 24th.
August 24th. Okay, so it is
In
the
Cleveland.
following week. It is the following week.
Cleveland.
Okay, thank God. Whew.
Yeah.
Okay, so
There
it
is
is
a graphic though.
post G1 Climax. I guess that'll also be interesting is whether or not. I guess that this could mean that Will Ospreay is not winning the G1. He could still be winning the G1. You would think they want to
easily win the G1, but I don't think he's winning the G1 anyways.
But you also think if he wins it, they might want to protect him a little bit. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah. Let's cook here. Let's cook.
And then this is happening next week, August 17th. Young Bucks and to be determined will be facing Andrade El Idolo, Roosh, and the AEW debuting Dragon Lee.
I won, baby. I won. Who do you think you are? I am. Woo! House of the Dragon, presented by AEW Dynamite or whatever the hell the thing is. Dragon Lee is here, baby. Let's go. Don't ever let him leave. Don't let him leave unless he's going to like New Japan, which isn't happening. Don't let him leave. That's all I'm saying. I can't wait. I could see them win this whole thing. By the way,
Los Ingobernables.
I think the winner of this match wins it all.
Interesting.
If it's Kenny, they're winning.
Yeah.
So if let's not Kenny, they're not.
Let's talk about that. So Kenny Omega potentially getting teased as the TBD. Just that match alone, Kenny Omega, AAA title matches against Andrade, against Dragon Lee. Roosh saying that he wanted to get revenge for his friend's losses.
Oh, by the way,
AAA.
Roosh absolutely thumped Ray Phoenix's head in that match the other day.
He did. So we got all that stuff set up. Kenny Omega, it's perfectly set up for Kenny Omega to be in there.
And you pin Dragon Lee.
You pin Dragon Lee.
He's the one non-political one.
That is true. You could pin Dragon Lee. He can eat.
We're cooking.
Yeah, he can eat a one-wing angel and get a pin.
We're cooking here. You see this? We're cooking. If it's not Kenny Omega though, man, they're gonna piss off a lot of people.
Let's talk about that. If it's not Kenny? I mean, first of all, what are the percentage chance you think it's not Kenny Omega? And if it is not him, who do you think it would be?
It would have to be Cutler.
That would suck.
Or we can give everyone a nightmare right now. It's
Cody Rhodes, a nightmare. You say?
No, it's worse. I like Cody Rhodes, so that Cody Rhodes would not be bad. If it was Cody Rhodes, I'd jump out of my chair. Buddy.
You said a nightmare, and who's more nightmare than the American Nightmare?
Marty Scurll. Marty Scurll is more than
a nightmare.
No,
there's no way they're gonna do that. No way they're gonna do that. They got Dustin Rhodes. He's there. He's teamed up with them before in a trios match.
Let me think. Here.
Let's think. Malachi.
It would
Buck.
have to be Brandon Cutler.
Malachi Buck.
Would it not have to be
Malachi Jackson? That would be awesome if they brought Malachi Jackson, the third Jackson brother, the third Buck.
I'd pay money for it.
I would pay.
It'll be Kevin Owens.
Kevin Owens, that'd be insane. Is there anyone on New Japan that would be interesting?
Oh my God, there's so many titles. I was trying to look at like all the trios titles they've ever won.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God.
Let's bring in Okada. Why not?
Yes. No, the G1's still happening. You gotta.
That's true. That's true.
No, I think it's Kenny Omega or Brandon Cutler. I don't think there's any other choices.
And we all know which is the sexier match to kick off. That is, of course, Brandon Cutler. Have you seen that goatee? So sexy.
Listen. AEW has an opportunity for the first time in its history to have CM Punk, Bryan Danielson, and Kenny Omega fully healthy, and active. Because listen, when they came
Yes.
in, Kenny Omega was not fully healthy. He was wrestling with he was on the edge of this guy had nothing left.
No, but still great
this
matches. Still great matches.
Yeah, well, yeah, he's a different being, but him fully healthy or as close to full health as he'll ever be again.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a game changer. I'm excited. I'm excited. If it's not him though, I don't want to see Twitter.
I'll also throw in that they'll also have John Moxley fully back, as well.
That's true too. That's true too. I think that's good one to toss in. That's kind of their big four.
Yeah, that's a big four right there, baby.
You gotta bring MJF back.
There's teases on Twitter. People are teasing.
So the Pinnacle,
Britt Baker
last week.
Britt Baker teased.
No, that's okay. No.
So who are we thinking? Are we thinking right side? We're thinking sort of Dark Order, Best Frenzy, probably more Dark Order. Left side, way tougher. Assuming it's Kenny Omega, you gotta think Young Bucks and Kenny Omega.
Yeah. As I said, winner of that match. I think.
If it's Young Bucks and Kenny Omega versus Dark Order, who wins there?
There's a reason these titles haven't been alive
Mm-hmm.
for months now, and it's because of Kenny Omega. Don't sugarcoat it. Don't mess it up. Just give them the belts.
Mm.
Don't do it. Just rip the bandage. Stop being fancy with all these things. I know the Young Bucks are like, well, we don't want to be tag team champions. Shut up. There's no one better to have these trios titles off the rip. Literally no one.
Yeah.
The Elite is the best trio you could have.
Mm-hmm. I do fear, I guess.
That
Maybe
the
not.
Cosmic Angels enter. I agree. I do fear as well.
Look, Natsupoi and Omega is going to be a great match. We all know it.
Yeah, I'm already giving it 5 stars.
I wonder if we all assume that we're waiting on the titles because for Young Bucks and Omega to win it. Maybe they're waiting on the titles for Young Bucks and Omega to put over the Dark Order and to give them the trios titles because the Dark Order are practically dead in the water right now. And they need something. And a title win at a pay-per-view is a big something.
Yeah, bring back Stu Grayson and Alan Angels. And then maybe you could have some... What
about Anna J.A.S.?
Nope. We can keep her and her terrible gimmick where she is. I'm going to choke you!
So no. It's just no.
No.
I do think though that Dark Order needs something, and I do think a title match is good for them. But I also think it's Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks. You kind of need them to start off with a bang. So with a boom, if you will. A boom? Huh?
No, it's not Adam Cole.
Well, it could be. Maybe that's the
They
post-match.
absolutely wanted that to be their final.
Yeah, I imagine so.
They've made a new story.
Mm-hmm.
I think.
I agree. And then there's also the rest of the AEW Dynamite.
No, I don't really know. I don't know what they're gonna do, man.
You've given up. You have no idea.
No, I guess that's the fun of being a wrestling fan. Sometimes you actually don't know everything.
To me, that's the perfect spot to be in as a wrestling fan, especially for pay-per-views. It's just I'd rather have a pay-per-view of a full card of I have no idea versus I know what's happening and who cares.
Right.
I don't have a transition here. Speaking of a card full of matches, Noah had its first N-1 victory tournament match night this past week in Yokohama Budokan Arena. Every single wrestler of the blocks wrestled. We got a full match here. How much of the N-1 victory night 1 did you see?
All of it.
Perfect. Same as me. So let's go through it fairly quickly. We'll go through it. So
let's talk about Ironhead.
Let's talk about
singlet.
Do you want to start with that one first? We'll start with that one first. I'm okay with it. Kazuyuki.
The main event match for me was last.
The main event was Kazuyuki Fujita versus Go Shiozaki with Fujita coming out with a tan, coming out with a 5 o'clock shadow, coming out with some red ass.
That's my king right there.
Red ass camo gear, very Congo-esque maybe. Vegeta eventually did defeat Go Shiozaki in 20 minutes and 46 seconds to earn his first 2 points. This match quite literally slapped.
Yeah, lots of chops. Great match. Not really shocking, I thought when I saw this it would be. For me, the number 2 match on the night personally. But still really good. Not again, that's not really shocking, don't think for anyone, right? Like, listen, I know people don't like Fujita because of his politics or whatever. That's fine. But this dude is still like very good.
Yeah. I've said it before on the show is that I love Fujita. I love Fujita a lot. And I think the best Fujita is a Fujita that is not anywhere near a title.
Well, I hope for you that he does not win this tournament.
No, I don't want him to win this tournament. But I do want to see 8, 7 matches of Fujita just being the piss out of someone. I mean, if I'm not mistaken, today, and I got to double check, if I'm not mistaken, oh, wait, no, it wasn't today. Who's Vegeta? No.
He faced Dr. Wagner Jr.'s kid today.
That's true. It was Go Shiozaki that faced Anthony Green. That's what I'm thinking of. For a fact I have that.
You're really looking forward.
That is my biggest circle on the card. It's just
poor Anthony Green.
I think he's also opening the show, so it's just gonna
Ryan's just sitting here like, I can't wait to watch him die.
I feel so bad for Anthony Green. I don't want this to be his future, but it is his future, and I cannot wait for it. But yeah, Fujita. I love Fujita. I legitimately, unabashedly love Fujita. And I also will say that I do not want him anywhere close to a title. And I think those can exist at the same point in time.
And you know what I can say, Ryan?
What's that?
The complete opposite about I love Takashi Sugiura. And I want him as close to the title as possible.
Yeah.
So, isn't that funny how that works?
Well, that's certainly possible because Sugiura did defeat Satoshi Kojima 16 minutes and 54 seconds to get his first 2 points. So he's on the board, as it were.
Good match. I talked to someone about this. I think the crowd kind of stunk.
Yeah.
And that really hurt them, especially these two, because I think they work off crowds really well. And someone made a good point. This should have been like a Cork and Hall main event instead.
Yeah, that would have been
great.
This was a crowd of 940 people in Yokohama Budokan. They only had the arena a couple times. It looks like Noah last was here this year for the Great Voyage in Yokohama, which had the GHC Tag Team Title Tournament final match of Suzuki and Sugiura defeating Inabi and Kiyomiya. Don't even remember this show whatsoever. And that had attendance of 905, so a little bit less than this show. But yeah, no, I do agree. I feel like the crowd was like weirdly liked or weirdly quiet or something this entire show. Maybe it was the show itself. There was a couple of stuff that was like a little all right.
Yeah, some stinkers, but you know.
But I thought this match was pretty good. I like the main event way more. Yeah. The main event for me might have been my favorite match of the night. But I really enjoyed Sugiura and Kojima. I think I saw you tweet this maybe with someone else, but I agreed with it, and it was that I definitely feel like I could see more in the tank for both Kojima and Sugiura, especially against each other. And so I think they left some stuff out here in this match. I think they can circle back around and have an even better one.
Yep, I agree.
Skipping over the 6-man tag that featured El Hijo del Santo and Ultimo Dragon.
Yeah, I didn't watch any of the tags.
There's a Dragon Gate influence in Noah. All right. I wonder who's booking Dragon Gate. We also have Kano facing El Hijo del Dr. Wagner Jr., with Kano getting the win in 15 minutes and 3 seconds. What do you think of this match?
You know, they tried a lot of things. I just didn't feel they were fully connected, so it kind of missed the mark for me.
Mm-hmm. There were bits I liked in it.
Yeah, just they were off a little bit.
Yeah, I can't remember anything specific from this match. It wasn't I don't think it was the worst match of the night, but there was bits in here that I really enjoyed. I thought that they had some chemistry in spots, some chemistry in not spots. I think there's just things that didn't work. Our boy Jack Morris, upset victory against Kaito Kiyomiya to earn his first 2 points. I could not believe that Jack Morris won this match. I love Jack. He's a good friend, but could not believe that he won this match.
I remember watching it. When he pinned him, I was like, "That's hilarious."
Yeah. So what'd you think? What'd you think of Jack Morrison in this match?
He's solid. I mean, he's not a bad wrestler. I think there's something about getting accustomed to Japan also.
Yeah.
That he will go through because of how they react opposed to where he's coming from, and figuring out what people like, what people don't, and it takes a little bit. We've seen it with everyone. We saw it with Jay White. We see it with a lot of foreigners who go over. So I mean, start off with a bang.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I thought it was a solid start. Nothing to write home about, but nothing to not write home about. I guess would be the opposite.
Gear reminds me so much of Dolph Ziggler.
100%. It's so Dolph Ziggler, and it also, to that point, I feel like a lot of the crowd quietness for him in this match was simply because he's against Kaito Kiyomiya. The crowd was not on his side, so I do think what would make. I don't know. I feel like Noah might be wanting to try to keep him a baby face for a bit. I say heal him up a bit. I say you heal up Jack Morris a little bit. Yeah. Not to go full on show off, but just a little cocky. I think that would be pretty good. What do you think about losing to Kaito Kiyomiya? I feel like it is the upset of the night one upset was this match. And Kaito Kiyomiya is not going to be undefeated this tournament or anything, so he has to lose. Why not lose to this debuting Jack Morris, and then Kaito Kiyomiya can go on and have more matches. That's my interpretation. How did you feel?
Yeah, make a bang, make a message on night one. Yeah, that's what all tournaments do. So it didn't really
upset you.
Shock me.
Didn't upset you.
No, it definitely didn't upset me. I mean, it's cool.
I thought the final sequence also was pretty good. Jack Morris doing the
yeah. It didn't help that I was looking for the shooting star press the whole time.
We were promised specifically shooting star presses.
Yeah, he didn't even have to hit it to win, so I was rattled.
Oh, that's a good point. He did not hit it to win. He hit a Tiger Driver to win.
Yeah.
So we'll see. Well, I guess he's saving the shooting star press for later. Hideki Suzuki defeated Masaki Mochizuki 14 minutes and 35 seconds. What do you think of Suzuki getting his first 2 points of the tournament?
That was good. Fine.
Good, fine. Yeah, it was fine. I don't have it. It was a grapple fuck match. That's pretty much what it was.
Where Mochizuki kicked him a few times, so made up for it.
I did like that. I did like the constant sort of knee leg work that was happening with it.
Yeah.
You can have a grapple fuck match, but that's like the psychology of a grapple fuck match is making it a limb work match.
Let's just get to Funaki so that I can move on, please.
All right, then Matsukatsu Funaki defeated Kinya Okada in 7 minutes and 49 seconds.
Dude, I can't stand this guy.
Who? Okada?
No, Funaki. Okada was like the best part. I thought he did really good at like fighting from underneath and like just trying to show something.
Yeah.
Funaki fucking sucks, dude. Like his matches are so boring.
Yeah.
Like when he starts striking, it's great, but I don't care.
I did
then I want to take a nap.
I did like the beginning of the match where Funaki is just fucking palm striking Okada over and over again. I was like, Jesus Christ, man.
Get the title off of this guy. Yeah. Get him out of here.
I think my favorite part about Funaki matches is that they're typically sub 10 minutes. I always appreciate it.
Yeah, thank God. Any longer would be torture.
Yeah, this match was fine. I did greatly enjoy the palm strikes, though. I thought
Worst
I really
match
loved
of the
that.
night.
Masato Tanaka.
Tournament match. I didn't watch tags.
Fair enough. Masato Tanaka defeated Anthony Green 11 minutes and 21 seconds. How do you think Anthony Green did here?
I thought he had a pretty good showing.
Yeah.
I thought he had a pretty good showing. You go in there with Masato Tanaka, no easy task. I think Masato Tanaka almost killed him, but it's cool. It's cool. I think Anthony Green's doing himself just fine here in Noah. I think he's found himself a role, which is cool.
Yeah, I think he's a good spot.
A little shocking he didn't get the big upset, but he's been there.
Yeah, I mean, he's been there before or been in previous matches, so I can see why, like, the crowd kind of knows who you are. Plus, Jack Morris is really the guy of, like, who the fuck is this guy going into the tournament? So,
disagree. I think he is the guy going to this tournament.
That's also true.
After all, he did get interviewed by the Ring Post Radio.
That is true. I was really hoping we'd get a shout out. No shout out by commentary. What are you guys doing?
Thought we got pretty close.
They mentioned radio, and I was like, huh? And I was like,
they were talking about like overseas interviews, and I was like, say it.
Say it. It's okay.
Acknowledge me.
It's okay to shout us out. It's totally okay.
I finally know how Roman Reigns feels.
Yeah. But yeah, I thought Anthony Green was good here. I think he has better matches up until he gets destroyed by Fujita. And then the opening of the match was the tournament, of course, was Katsuhiko Nakajima defeated Masaki Amiya 10 minutes and 36 seconds. I thought this match was pretty good.
The shit out of each other.
Yeah.
They have no problem doing it. I like this match a lot, as it was probably right on par with the main event for me. Happy it opened the tournament. Nothing. So my best like way to look at this show is like, to me, there was 2 matches on the brink of like great, 4-star, but I think they just needed a little more.
Yeah, I agree.
And like this one, I've seen them have better matches too. So it's like you got to reach that point. Interesting they opened the tournament with it, but I'm happy they did. I thought it was very solid, and Nakajima won.
Yeah, I agree. I think it was a good solid start to the tournament.
Me up there for like an hour waiting to drop him on his head.
Oh yeah, good stuff. Good stuff there. Yeah, I thought it was a good start to the tournament. Completely agree there. You're right. I think it's like when you see like blood feud rivals like that, who've had like a blood feud great match, steel cage, hair versus hair match, it's hard to be like, all right, and here's a singles between them, it's it's not going to be bloody. It's opening match. It's not going to be, main event 20 minutes of, battling or whatever. So, it's going to be a step down. But I think of the 10 minutes they got, I think they did a good job of doing it. I love the beginning of the match with Kiyomiya lariating, clotheslining.
There you go.
Clotheslining Nakajima's skull right off his shoulders. That was awesome.
I think my favorite part about these two though is like they're not really afraid to just hit each other.
Yeah.
So it's like automatically better for me than like most of the other matches, because I'm like, well, I know they're just gonna beat the shit out of each other, and then they're gonna get up and they're gonna call it a day. So that never hurts. And also, like, they did the Nakajima palm strike where they made it seem like Kiyomiya was knocked out, and I was like, that's funny.
I would love if they
won that way.
They at one point during the tournament he wins that way.
Does he face Kinya Okada? Yeah, he does.
He does face Kinya Okada. Solid person to do it against.
Or you can do it against Jack Morris.
Not a gut solid person. We're pro Jack Morris here. We're going to be we're a pro Jack Morris podcast.
Just saying.
I mean, if Kinya Okada wants,
I think he's gonna do it to Kinya Okada.
Yeah, I agree. I think if Kinya Okada wants to come on the show and be interviewed, then
I think Kinya Okada is pretty good. By the way, I thought he had like, for someone that had to wrestle like the worst wrestler going, I thought he did pretty well.
Yeah, I mean he's relatively new, so he's still like.
I take that back. Layla Gray wrestles. Never
mind. You just wanted to do a little quick shot over the bow to Layla Gray.
Sorry, but that match in Nash and Reign last week.
I mean, Kinya Okada, 29 years old. He's only been wrestling for a couple of years now.
Kato Kiyomiya is no, he's not. Never mind. Wrong guy. Never mind.
Kaito Kiyomiya is 26. What was it? Well, they were talking about it. Kaito Kiyomiya is 26. Jack Morris is 28. I think they were the two youngest of the tournament.
For them. Yeah, Kaito's been the youngest in Noah for ever now.
That's true. That's very true. But yeah, I thought, first night, I thought it was pretty good. Obviously, night 2 also happened this morning. We're not able to catch that. But, we'll talk about it more as we get to it. Finals for this tournament. There's not a lot of nights. It's not like Stardom. It's not like the G1. There's not a lot of nights for this old, as the kids say, thing. The grand final is day 9, and that's happening September 3rd. So we only have 9 days of the N-1 victory, so we'll keep you posted. That September 3rd day is stockpiled with shows. I'm looking at it. We got the N-1 victory grand final. We have WWE Clash at the Castle. GCW has the Art of War Games 2.
That's not a real show.
Oh, but there's actually a really good pay-per-view, 2-night pay-per-view the week prior to that. I believe that is NWA 74, night 1, night 2. I think that's definitely got to preview that show, right? Scotty, you turned off your video on accident. Scotty, the audio listeners can't hear this, but you turned off your. Can you still hear me? I'm gonna click ask to unmute. Ask to unmute. All right, let's move on to the next bit here. Hey, Scotty, you're back. Do you want to talk about NWA? That's the next
No! There's one thing worse than GCW. It's the NWA.
Dude, but EC3 is going to be in the NWA.
Though I must give credit. GCW booked Maki Ito. So.
NWA booked EC3, so...
I can tell which one's worse. Congratulations, NWA. You guys suck.
Impact Wrestling Emergence was last night. It was an Impact Plus show.
I disagree.
You would disagree it was an Impact Plus show?
No, I disagree. It was last night. Oh,
well, it was. It's you said it at the top. I'm only spitting straight facts here. So yeah. Impact Plus happened seemingly last night. For Scotty this morning, maybe. I don't know. I watched the last 3 matches of the 7-match show. Did not get to see Bandito versus Rey Horus, but I've heard a lot of great things. People saying, sign this man to Bandito, sign this man to Rey Horus, throwing their flowers, throwing their dollars, and saying that this was 100% match of the night. So definitely got to check that out. But I want to shout them out nonetheless because I've heard fantastic things from this show, for that match, I should say. But yes, I only watched the last 3 matches. Scotty, did you watch any of this show?
No. What are the last 3 matches?
Do you want me to give you the card and you walk me through it?
Sure, I could find it.
All right.
Found
the other matches that I did not get to see: Mike Bailey defeated Jack Evans to retain the X Division title. Violent by Design, Deaner and Eric Young defeated Chris Sabin and Kushida. That's wild. Bandito defeated Rey Horus. Sami Callihan defeated Steve Macklin in a no DQ match.
See, having Deaner beat anyone is the reason that Impact lost the relationship with New Japan in the first place. So don't do that again. Thank you.
Yeah, definitely got to check out that match and see how that unfolded to see the finish of that match.
Okay, so the last 3 matches, they had back-to-back no disqualification matches.
They did. That's true.
The only thing I know that happened from the show was after the Knockouts title match. It's because it made me happy. So, all right. So do you want me to break this down?
Yeah.
Doc Gallows, Carl Anderson, Hikuleo, Chris Bay, and Ace Austin. Bullet Club versus Honor No More. I'm not reading it.
Yeah, Bullet Club ended up losing this match. I believe it was Doc Gallows just gotten destroyed by a bunch of people. The gimmick of this match was a no DQ match, but it was also, if Bullet Club defeats Honor No More, that Honor No More can no longer be a part of Impact, which is a stipulation they've done a lot for Honor No More matches. The other stipulation was that if Honor No More do win, then Matt Taven and Mike Bennett will be able to challenge Doc Gallows and Carl Anderson for the Impact Tag Team titles. and it was Matt Taven and Mike Bennett that ended up pinning together at the same time Doc Gallows to get the win. So they are now going after the Impact World Tag Team titles. This match was good bits, bad bits, right? I mean, good bits, Ace Styles and Chris Bay doing fun stuff, Taven Bennett doing fun stuff, but then you also get like Doc Gallows and PCO doing a whole like in the crowd choke slam, falling off of the crowd into a table spot, which I've seen a bunch of those throughout my lifetime, so it was whatever. I don't know. The 10-man tag group, I think this is maybe the worst 10-man tag I've seen. It was still fine, it was still good, but it was not the best Honor No More 10-man tag I've seen. I thought the Impact Against All Odds one with James Storm and Chris Harris was better than this one, but it is what it is. I think the new DQ stuff was fine, but at the end of the day, you still got like PCO and Doc Gallows like shuffling through the crowd, brawling, and that was what it was. So fine match, good match. I get not really good match, cusp of a good match, maybe. That's what I would say.
Cusp of a good match.
Cusp of a good match is what I would say.
That's how you sell a show. All right, Impact Knockouts Championship. Jordan Grace defending against the HBIC.
Very good match. Very good match. HBIC. Yes. Yes, she does. Yes, she does.
I am the HBIC.
Yeah, her theme song. I didn't realize how much of a bop her theme song is. It was like, what was it? Who's the HBIC? Why I am? And I was like, oh, that's Yim. That's fun. I like that. So good. This match was really good. The crowd was small, so the crowd wasn't like quite loud or anything during this match. It's like your typical Impact Knockouts title match where the crowd gets real quiet. But this match was really good. I thought the two worked well together. Mia Yim sort of did a couple like kicks that the crowd booed, and I was like, oh, she might getting booed a little bit, even though the crowd at times were cheering for her. Very even crowd here. There was some solid spots, fighting on the outside, fighting for a suplex. Mia Yim's going for a suplex. Jordan Grace rolls over, tries to go for a powerbomb. Mia Yim can't let go. Jordan Grace just rips her off, runs, and just destroys her with a powerbomb. Really devastating powerbomb there. Looked really good. Jordan Grace, I feel like, has gotten a lot better as a wrestler too. I feel like she's able to put it all together better. So I thought that she was doing some good stuff as well. What? That's a genuine. That's a genuine.
No, I just saw someone say, "Why, if we spend money on Parker Bordeaux, that could have been used for Bandito."
That's true. I haven't, like I said, I didn't see the Bandito match, but I have to be thinking after. I imagine people were thinking after that is like, man, what if the alternate reality? If the alternate reality of TK picking Bandito over Jonathan Gresham, and how all of that would have turned into. Maybe Bandito is a part of Andrade and Roosh. I don't know. I don't know. Ooh. He did have that black, headdress and all that stuff. So I don't know. But Jordan Grace, Mia Yim, I thought it was a very good match. Jordan Grace ended up winning, and the follow-up to it was very exciting for both you and I, Scotty. And that was Masha Slamovich came out and is seemingly going after the Impact Knockouts title against Jordan Grace. So I'm excited about that match. Also, Masha Slamovich, weird makeup trick. She had like the red, like weird splotchiness over her eye. Like she had like a Dante Leone look to her. Don't know what that was about. But it doesn't matter because we get to see Masha Slamovich versus Jordan Grace at some point. So I'm excited about that.
Yeah.
No, Eli Drake is not in this promotion anymore, so that is illegal. Illegal.
All right, this is what I'm excited to hear about. Main event. Mm-hmm. Josh Alexander defending the Impact World Championship against Alex Shelley.
Yeah, so very good match. Really good limb work by Alex Shelley, as you would expect. And Josh Alexander did a good job of defending and reacting to those things. I think Josh Alexander's selling could have been a bit better. This match, the problem with like limb work matches is that if it goes for 30 minutes, there are times in the match where you really feel the length of the match, you know? And at 30 minutes, you're starting to be like, all right, all right, are we wrapping
Wait,
up
how
soon?
long did it go?
27 minutes and 29 seconds. It was a very long match. It was good. It was good, but that's what I mean. At a certain point when you're doing limb work, it starts getting tiresome. Now the closing 5 minutes was really good back and forth between Alexander and Shelley. Suplex, power bombs, whatever the Blade Runner thing that Alex Shelley does, whatever that's called, into the Motor City Stretch. That was good. Great stuff in the final 5 minutes. I think if they shaved 10 minutes off this match, the match would have worked better for me. I think if Josh Alexander sold the arm a little bit more, he did a good job of selling the arm at the final move, going for that C4 spike. Josh Alexander going for 2-arm grip or whatever to do the lift him up into a power bomb. Instead, he changes his grip to do on the wrist, so he's not holding on to Alex Shelley at all. So it's just momentum. Lifts Alex Shelley, drops him, and it's so fluid, so beautiful. It looked devastating to Alex Shelley. It was just I'm going up and I'm back down and hitting my head on the floor and I'm dead. So it's just, that was a very good. Last 5 minutes are really good of this match, but the match itself was good, just a little too long for my liking. I think they trim it down, but ultimately I think it was still a good match.
Yeah, talk that shit.
Yeah. So of the 3 matches I saw, good stuff. We heard great things about Bandito versus Ray Horus. I have to imagine Mike Bailey versus Jack Evans was also good. And Kushida was on this card. So I can't say for certain because we didn't watch all the matches, but again, Scotty, I feel like the Impact pay-per-view streak continues.
Delivered?
Delivered? There's an element of delivered here. It wasn't, the 3 matches I saw didn't suck. So
I can't hit him with the streak is over.
No, I don't think the streak is over. I do. No, I think it's on the cusp. I think maybe on the 3 matches I saw, maybe on the cusp, but I think it's still delivered. I think it's still delivered.
Expecting Bandito and Ray Horus to make sure it doesn't, and Mike Bailey and Jack Evans.
Yeah, that's and of course Diener. You got to give a shout out to the old Dean man.
Of course. Sure.
But yeah, so I'm excited to watch the rest of this show.
You want to hear something funny?
What's that?
So Japan's doing this show today where they're announcing the top 50 most popular wrestlers.
Mm-hmm. Of Japan, I presume. Yeah. They're not gonna be Roman Reigns #1.
And I just want everyone to know that Unagi Sayaka is number 29.
Oh, hot damn!
In all of Japan.
Oh, I'm seeing the top 15 in front of me.
Where's the top 15?
Syrian tweeted. Here we go. Ready?
No, I want to see myself.
I was gonna give it to you.
Oh, okay, all right. You're gonna tell me live on air.
Yeah, live on air. So number 15.
I know who 13 is.
Number 15, Nakamura, Shinsuke Nakamura. Number 14, Kota Ibushi. That one's kind of interesting. That one's kind of interesting. Number 13, Mayu Iwatani.
You goddamn right.
Number 12, Zack Sabre Jr.
Really?
Yeah. That's
I
interesting.
expect most of this to be New Japan.
Number 11, Starlight Kid.
Yeah, I told you. Never shocks me anymore.
Which Starlight Kid is the highest Joshi wrestler on the list.
Never fails.
Which is wild. It kind of wild to me. That's how popular Starlight Kid has gotten in the course of the year.
She's the most popular every list they ever release.
That might be true. Number 10, Minoru Suzuki.
Okay, not bad. I want to see who these 10 people are that she's under, because if they're all legendary wrestlers, it's not a bad spot for a 20-year-old.
That's true. So number 10, this is the top 10 now. Minoru Suzuki. Number 9, Jay White. Number 8, Shingo Takagi. Number 7, Will Osprey.
Okay.
Number 6, El Desperado.
Oh, nice.
That's a pretty high spot for El Despi.
That is.
Number 5, Hiromu.
Okay.
Solid.
That's not shocking.
Here we go.
I see Daryl all the time.
I don't know if this is going to be surprising or should be higher for you. Number 4, Muto.
Goddamn right.
And then number 3, I think this is all obvious. Number 3, Naito. Number 2, Tanahashi. Number 1, Okada.
So what you're telling me is the only people more popular than Starlight Kid are either legends or like the biggest wrestlers in New Japan.
Correct.
The main event scene of New Japan.
That's
it.
The biggest wrestlers of New Japan, a legend in Suzuki and Muto, and then like the top stars of junior divisions as well.
That is insane.
Yeah. And she's
like everyone just think about that for a second.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone above her on this list is like 12 years older at minimum.
Yeah.
Jay White's 10, I think. But like that's insane. It's a good list.
Solid list.
Utami's in there, so that's what matters.
Yeah, I didn't see obviously the top 30, so I don't know where Utami is.
Utami was 28th.
28, and then 29 was Sayaka.
Sayaka Utami was 27.
Oh, Sayaka Utami was 27. Unagi was 29.
27, 28, 29.
Very good. Who was 30?
I don't know. Stardom's like slowly posting them all right now. So I'm not getting the full message.
I'm gonna say number 30 is Yoshihashi. He's probably more popular.
Yoshihashi.
Maybe I can't tell. Is he more popular than Utami Hayashishida?
Hey man,
I don't know.
Who am I to say?
I can't decide. I can't decide.
I hope not.
Well, I guess we'll find out. You'll investigate. You'll investigate those results.
Yeah.
Who is that? Is that Tokyo Sports? Is this via Tokyo Sports or something?
I have no idea who this is via.
I just said like, oh, it's Japan voted again. Is who?
It's the official general election series of TV Asahi.
TV Asahi.
Okay, so if New Japan didn't have the top 10, it would have been a joke.
Yeah.
Sonata was number 24.
Mm-hmm.
Who is this? I need to Google Translate real quick.
Oh, I see.
Give me a second.
Coming live.
Marufuji was number 25.
All right, makes sense. These are all people that make sense, you know.
Yeah, for sure.
I would have to look at last year's list to see real comparisons. You know.
I think this is the first time they did it.
I feel like they've done this before. I feel like I've heard of this.
Well, the Tokyo Sport does it.
That's true. That's very true. Well, maybe we'll get moving forward. We'll be able to look at that and compare because
Satoshi Kojima was number 26.
Interesting.
Okay, so the Stardom is literally just losing to Legends and New Japan.
Correct.
That makes sense.
And they're still beating a solid New Japan group. They beat Ibushi.
Well,
yeah. Let's talk about the G1 Climax finals. So the final of the G1 Climax is happening next Thursday while you are gone, Scotty. Happening on the 18th, this upcoming Thursday. But the block finals that is typically showcasing these block finals typically showcase in past histories of the G1 Climax who is probably going to win the whole thing or yada yada, who's going to win the blocks. So we have an idea maybe of who's going to win said blocks and when that happens. So I have the final block matches of night 18, which is happening this Tuesday on the 16th.
With points. You know what's so funny about
points.
This? I don't know anyone's points.
Yeah. It's not too surprising. Now I'm
also 3 days behind.
This is the point totals of everything up to not today. So
you don't have today's?
I did not have today's uploaded into that point total thing here. But for the most part, it doesn't. God. For the most part, it doesn't really change anything. So let's talk about it. So this is the block A sections of that final block matches. We have Jonah with 6 points, who is eliminated, versus Bad Luck Fale with 4 points, who was eliminated.
Jonah's eliminated?
Jonah, yeah. Jonah, so Jonah...
How did he get eliminated?
Because he only has 6 points. Okada has 8 points. So let's say
beat Okada.
He beat Okada. So if he wins, he gets tied with Okada. But if Okada loses, right, and doesn't get any more points, then Lance Archer, who Okada is facing, will have 8 points, which tie with Jonah's as well. But Lance Archer has defeated Jonah. Lance Archer has defeated Jonah, so Jonah is eliminated versus Bad Luck Fale for 4 points.
How many matches do they each have
left?
Oh, you didn't count today's, right?
No, I did not count today's. For the most part, many people.
Okada only lost once, right?
Who? Yes, Okada only lost once. Yes, Okada only lost once. And that's the other match. It's going to be Kazuchika Okada with 8 points versus Lance Archer with 6 points. That is pretty much going to decide the block. If Lance Archer wins, then he ties with Okada, but he has the match win over Okada. There's also Cobb that's facing Tom Lawler the night previous. If Cobb wins, he gets 8 points, and Cobb has a win over Archer, but not a win over Okada. So Cobb is also kind of in there, but really it's Okada, Lance Archer, and Jeff Cobb are really your picks here.
Got it. Cool.
Yeah, Okada's probably going to win. Yeah, because also this is also the final block matches, so it's probably Okada's going to win. Block B, very easy. You have Ishii versus Sonata. Ishii has 2 points, so he's eliminated. Sonata has 6 points, so he's eliminated. So you just have that kind of match. Then you also have Tama Tonga versus Jay White. Tama Tonga
is gonna win.
Tama Tonga has 8 points. But I believe yes.
Jay White
did. No. Tama Tonga is actually eliminated. This is actually a thing. Today, technically, he actually got eliminated. Because I am doing the points. This is the part. I am doing the points of today's things, but I saw that Tama Tonga only has 1 match left, and it's against Jay White. Jay White had 2 matches left against Tama Tonga and Taichi. For Tama Tonga to win the block, Jay White have to lose his 2 matches. So I was like, okay, did Jay White lose?
Wait, why?
Because Tama Tonga would beat Jay White and have 10 points. Jay White would have to lose both of his matches to tie at 10 points with Tama Tonga. Tama Tonga would have beaten Jay White, so he gets the overall block win. So
how many points does Jay White have right now?
Jay White has 10 with 2 matches left. Jay White has 1. Wait, that doesn't make any sense.
He doesn't have 2 matches left. He has 1 match left. He's undefeated. He only has 6 total.
Wikipedia is wrong.
So Tama Tonga is very much alive.
Yeah, because it says he has 8 match wins and he has 10 points. That doesn't make any sense. Wikipedia is incorrect. You are right. You are right. Jay White did beat Taichi, so you're right. It comes down to whether or not Tama Tonga can defeat Jay White or not, and that will decide Block B.
Tama Tonga would be higher on the card than Sonata.
Who would have thunk? Who would have thunk it? So yeah, that's Block B. Jay White versus Tama Tonga. That's the decider. You're correct. So we all surmised that Tama Tonga would probably win that one as sort of a redemption thing, but also we're talking Tama Tonga winning the block here against Okada.
It's a choice.
Yeah, and we have to remember it will be Okada, presumably, versus it'll be Okada, Cobb, or Archer versus Tama Tonga or Jay White. That's the thing. Anyways, moving on. We have should we say not moving on? What do you think? What are the chances? Who are we going to see in that final? And who do you think is going to win that side of the blocks?
Okada versus Tama Tonga with Okada winning.
Really? And then Tama Tonga getting a title shot down the line?
Well, because I don't know if they want to do Okada Jay White that quickly again.
That's true, especially if Okada might win the whole thing. There's no point in doing that match.
No, I would not have him win the whole thing, but yes.
So we're thinking Tama Tonga wins.
Yeah.
Tama Tonga versus Okada.
To the finals. Yeah.
And then maybe we do a title challenge of Tama Tonga versus Jay White at some point.
Look at Tama Tonga, huh?
Look at this man getting some points, getting some wins, presumably.
Yeah. Has me unblocked on Twitter because I said a match of his was boring.
Hey,
Frankie Kazarian also has me blocked on Twitter for the same reason. I learned recently.
Some people just can't take it, Block.
It wasn't like a Chase Owens situation where I was like, screw this guy.
That's true. Block C, we have Goto, 6 points, and is eliminated, I believe. Now I have everything in question. Versus Evil, who has 4 points, and who is also pretty much eliminated. But then the block decider pretty much is Naito versus Zack Sabre Jr. Naito has 6 points. Zack Sabre Jr. has 8 points, if I'm not mistaken. What will make this more of a block decider is if both
basically Tanahashi, you bitch.
For both of them, for this match to be a block decider, Tanahashi has to lose to Kenta. If Tanahashi wins, he gets 8 points. He would tie Zack Sabre Jr. and Tanahashi would have a win over Zack Sabre Jr. and Naito. So then it would be
so conflicted.
Tanahashi would have to beat Kenta, and Naito will have to beat Zack Sabre Jr. for Tanahashi to win the block.
I'm so conflicted.
Zack Sabre Jr. pretty much just needs to win the block, or win this match.
I do not want that man to win the block.
And Naito needs to win this match and have Tanahashi lose to Kenta, which that match is on Sunday.
Come on, man.
And we're all same thing with Tama Tonga. We're all suspecting Kenta to win that match, I think. So we're talking
on.
Block decider.
Why? I mean, why can't I get what I want?
Great question, Scotty. Great question.
If I got what I want, Hiroshi Tanahashi should be winning. But also, I like Kenta. And I don't want Zack Sabre.
And you also have Naito, who is doing this sort of...
Naito's winning. I think Naito wins the block.
Yeah, so that means Tanahashi loses and Naito beats Sabre. To tie Sabre and have the windfall victory over him.
God damn it.
Yeah. So we're thinking Naito. I mean, Tanahashi maybe. If he beats Kenta, he pretty much wins it.
If Tanahashi beats Kenta, we're having a party.
If Tanahashi beats Kenta, then Zack Sabre Jr. has to beat Naito. Or Naito will be playing a spoiler.
I hope Naito plays spoiler.
That we'll find out. We'll find out tomorrow on Sunday. We also have for Block D, this is all up in the air because for Block D, 4 people have 6 points. So it is really up in the air for this entire block. You have one match, which is Shingo versus El Phantasmo. El Phantasmo has 4 points, but he's essentially eliminated. I'm not going to figure out how he can get a win because I'm just betting that between Yujiro Takahashi, David Finlay, Shingo Takagi, and Will Ospreay, one of those 4 people get a win, which will put El Phantasmo out of contention. So he's essentially eliminated, but he's going
Yujiro got eliminated today.
Oh, did he? He lost to Kenta?
Shingo.
No, sorry. Shingo.
I think he lost to Shingo.
Yes, he lost to Shingo. Yeah. I can see Wikipedia is actually actively updating itself. So that's maybe why I'm getting confused here. So then you have Shingo. He has 6 points. He basically needs like Finlay to lose to Yoshihashi. Because David Finlay has to face Yoshihashi, which is on Sunday. If Finlay wins, he has 8 points, and he would tie with anyone else that beats him. But the only other people that could beat him, maybe or tie with him, would be Yujiro, Shingo, or Osprey. And Finlay has wins over Shingo, over Osprey, and not a win over Yujiro Takahashi. So Yujiro has the chance to be the block winner, I guess. But we just said he got eliminated, so that's pretty much it for
Finlay's
him.
Losing.
So Finlay, I could see him winning the block, but I don't know.
He's losing.
The other match you have, because he's also not wrestling here, so that's if he wins, then these last 2 matches don't matter. But that would be pointless. So he's probably going to lose.
It's pretty funny though.
It would be like, oh great, 2 more matches that don't matter. So we got Shingo versus ELP, where probably Finlay's going to lose. So It comes down to really Shingo and Osprey. Osprey is facing Juice. Juice again 4 points, essentially eliminated. Osprey has 6 points. Obviously, like we said, he needs Finlay to lose against Yoshihashi, and then of course he also needs Shingo to lose to El Phantasmo.
Juice.
So this match, Block D, is going to come down to whether or not Shingo or Osprey win their respective matches. If Shingo wins, he wins the whole thing. If Osprey wins, he needs Shingo to lose. He needs Finlay to lose, and then Osprey can win it. So I think Shingo is probably going to win. I think Shingo has the best bet. I can see Juice playing spoiler over Osprey so that we can do the U.S. title match. That's what we suspected from the beginning. That would mean we're thinking maybe Okada versus Tama Tonga, and then probably Naito versus Shingo. What are your thoughts on those block finals, those semifinals?
I'm gonna jokingly blow my brains out that I have to watch Okada versus Naito again. But alas, they'll have a great final, and it'll be wonderful, and it'll be excellent. So
I don't know what you're talking about. I think we're gonna get Tama Tonga versus Tetsuya Naito as the G1 Climax 32 finals.
That would be a move. That would definitely be a move.
That'd be what? Are you kidding me?
Everyone would be like, "You're joking," because everyone watches the G1 to get to the great all-timer final.
Yeah,
especially after last year where they lost it because Ibushi got hurt.
Yeah.
Like, okay, big man.
I mean,
yeah. Now I want Tama Tonga to win.
Tama Tonga beats Okada. First of all, beats the champion Jay White, and then beats Okada to then face Naito. That'd be a wild move. Yeah, they're really teasing the idea of Naito versus Okada again. Which, I mean, how do you feel about that? I mean, we've seen it 4 times this year already. I want to say 4 times, maybe 3, maybe 5.
This will be the 4th time.
This, presumably, if this match is happening, this would be the 4th time, is what you're saying.
Yeah.
How do you feel about potential? I mean, we haven't seen it a bit, but how do you feel about potentially a 4th match between these two this year?
It's kind of dumb.
Mm-hmm.
I think. I don't know why you would do 4 of the same singles match when you have options. And not only is it the same singles match, you have now taken up 2 of your major shows, so Wrestling Dontaku and the G1 Climax final with the same match.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I don't know. I guess that would make a lot of sense to me.
Did they also do the anniversary show for some reason?
They did the it was called the New Year's Golden Series.
That's what it was. They did that.
They did the New Japan Cup as well.
They also did that, yeah. Yeah, I don't want to see that match.
No, I don't. I wish the final was. I would say anything else.
Are we gonna say Okada Shingo?
That would be great. I'd be fine with seeing that again.
Yeah,
I haven't seen it as recent, so it'd be the 3rd time in the past year, but it's better than 3rd time in 6 months or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, so we're thinking maybe Okada Shingo, maybe Okada Naito, and then who's?
I think Naito's winning
the whole thing.
Yeah, I do.
Really? So we're looking at Okada. You're thinking we're looking at
Okada.
We're looking at Okada Naito, and then Naito versus Jay White at Wrestle Kingdom. Has that match happened before?
I don't know. You just said it, and I was like, wait a minute.
I was like, hold on. As
we run to Cage,
it's
had to happen at least once.
Maybe like a G1 or something.
An IWGP Intercontinental Championship match when Naito beat him for the double gold dash. Oh yeah, because they feuded for the Intercontinental, and they fought once in the G1.
I remember that match being good. I think.
Yeah. Well, interesting. I think it'd be even better now because Jay White's such a dick and like everyone loves Naito so much.
Yeah.
So, and Naito has bad knees.
And Naito does have bad eyes. And bad eyes. He can't see. He can't walk. I don't know what he's doing over here.
Yeah, I guess. I wonder if how they're gonna figure out the second title match this year.
So if we do Naito versus Jay White, yeah, how many Wrestle Kingdoms are there this year? I hate asking that question. Is it 2 or 3? 7? There's 7 Wrestle Kingdoms this year. God,
I think there will be 2.
There's a whole tour of Wrestle Kingdoms.
I don't know if they've officially announced how many Wrestle Kingdoms we're having.
So Tetsuya Naito and Jay White have faced each other 3 times. G1 Climax 2019 with Jay White beating Naito. Destruction Kobe, where Jay White beat Naito for the IC title.
Oh my god!
And then Wrestle Kingdom 14 of Naito beating Jay White.
Have you seen the historic crossover ticket prices?
No, are they huge? Is that that's the Stardom New Japan show, correct?
Yeah. Front row seat is 150,000 yen.
What's the conversion?
I'll give you a second. 150,000. Someone told me it was a lot. Nope, not what I said. Not 150. $1,124.
That's a lot.
Second row is 100,000 yen.
That's a lot. That's so much money.
Third row is 70,000. It says with gifts. You get gifts. So a chair.
You get a chair. You get a
30,000
picture.
yen for Arena A. 15,000 yen for Arena B. Terrace seat for 15,000 yen. Oh my god, this is expensive.
It's a historic show. That's how they sell it.
It's a historic crossover.
That's how they're selling the show.
I mean, it makes sense. You're the 2 biggest. Sorry, Dragon Gate. You're the 2 biggest promotions in Japan coming together for a show. So I guess that makes sense. Well, I hope they do well.
So yeah,
they wanted to lower the prices so that they can sell it out.
When is that? When is that show, by the way?
November.
Ways to go. That's November 20th. Looks like ways to go for that show.
Ways to go.
So G1 Climax. You're thinking Okada, Naito, and then Naito winning the whole thing. Naito White. I'm thinking I'm gonna go with.
Yeah, go something different.
I mean, I would like
even though you ended up saying
because I started to think that probably Naito Okada would probably be, or Naito White would probably be the good match. I would like to see Shingo versus Okada, right? I think that match would be slapful, be great. Slapful. Yeah, it's my parody Fightful account. Slapful. And then Okada White at Wrestle Kingdom. Shingo White versus at Wrestle Kingdom. I got multiple nights, so who cares?
That was the best. That was phenomenal. Yeah, multiple nights. Who gives a shit?
It's the moment they did multiple nights. It's just like,
here's the problem with multiple nights. All right, we need to have a conversation here.
Sure.
They don't know how to book it. They book it the same every year. They do, new champion night 1.
And then another challenger. Yeah.
And another challenger, and they win. They've done it 2 years in a row now. Pretty much 3.
Yeah. They have not yet established the. Well, I was gonna say a mid card title main eventing one Wrestle Kingdom. Right. And then the world title main eventing night 2. If we did that, we're talking maybe like Osprey versus, I don't know, David Finlay as a main event. That's not a main event. That's not a main event at all. Osprey versus Juice versus Finlay, triple threat main event.
That's a shut off the TV, please.
Yeah, I mean, well, I think that match would be good, but it's just not.
No,
it's not Wrestle.
Here's what they.
It's not do. Wrestle Kingdom main event. That's what I'm saying.
It should be Will Ospreay and Shingo because they literally have. They just gave you a reason to do it.
Yeah. I think that's a main event for Wrestle
I
Kingdom.
think so. And then the night 2 you can do.
It has been a Wrestle Kingdom main event. What am I saying? It has been a Wrestle Kingdom main event.
No, it hasn't. Shingo and Will Ospreay have not main evented Wrestle Kingdom.
I thought it was. I thought they evented last year's.
That was Wrestling Dotaku.
No. Like classic confusion of mixing up Wrestling Dontaku and Wrestle Kingdom.
Wrestle Kingdom.
You hate to see it happen.
Shit. Shit.
Well, because wasn't they doing a Gold Dash thing where because Osprey was the world champion and then there was interim world champion.
We literally watched that this year.
I know, that's what I'm saying. Wasn't that this year?
It was Shingo versus Okada. And then it was Okada versus Osprey.
Did
you not watch the match?
I did watch it. I don't have your WrestleMania 23 like memory.
Okay, well this is Wrestle Kingdom this year memory.
Oh God, I'm failing. I'm not a historian.
I'm not.
I'm getting so aggressive about it. I'm not a historian.
I think that's what they should do, though. And no, you know what they should do? They have a IWGP Women's Title to main event night 1. There you go.
There we go, baby. Starlight Kid versus Mayu, I guess. I don't know. I think
there's your show stealer.
Good
luck, Jay White and Naito.
I'm putting all the money on that Starlight Kid's winning that title. By the way,
I will take you up on your bet.
I'm putting all my money on that.
She's absolutely teaming with Desperado in that show.
Yeah, that's also true. I don't know. Unless El Desperado is also challenging for the women's title in a tag match. Mixed tag. Do mixed tag titles. Ooh. Mixed tag titles? Starlight Kid and El Desperado versus Fukigen Death and Yoshinobu Kanemaru.
That's Fukigen Death. Shuri came in 20th.
Shuri.
Yeah. And Jun Kasai came in 19th.
That's pretty good. It's pretty good.
Yeah,
so G1 Climax, Wrestle Kingdom, around the corner. Final block matches are going to be on Tuesday with the G1 Climax finals happening on Thursday. Typically they have some sort of title matches, so maybe we'll also have something. Maybe we'll do like Osprey versus Juice or something for the US title on Thursday. What are you reacting to?
The 21st
the 21st person?
Yeah.
Who's
Great-O-Khan.
Great-O-Khan, baby. Hiya! And he's I want someone to cut the video of Great-O-Khan doing the Mongolian chops.
I got you 22nd and 23rd right here.
Oh, here we go. What do we got?
1 second. I'm trying.
Oh, so you don't have it right there.
Tai Chi.
All right.
22nd.
All right. 23rd.
And sorry, I got everything I have to translate. Oh! Kenny Omega.
Still wild how high he is. I mean, maybe it's not that wild.
Not being around.
And for years, for 3 years, he's still in the top 25.
He's the only wrestler based in the U.S. I think that's in the top 50.
I mean, I guess technically Jay White is based in the U.S., but I know what you're saying. You mean as a
okay, well, he works for New Japan, you asshat.
Yeah, so anyways.
Does Kenny Omega work with New Japan right now? No.
No, he does not. I want someone online to take the video of Great-O-Khan doing the Mongolian chops. But we cut out the audio and replaced it with Miss Piggy doing the karate sign. So it's just Great-O-Khan going like, "Hoi!" That is it for this week's episode of Ring Post Radio. Thank you so much for listening, everybody. Scotty, I'm going to give you a minute to recover and plug the Patreon, patreon.com/countoutpod. We got great content there. 3 tiers, $3, $5, and $10. We greatly appreciate the support. We just released episode 2 of Ryan Hasn't Seen Anything, which was CM Punk versus John Cena.
Great-O-Khan having Miss Piggy's head.
great Patreon. It's 2 episodes. Ryan hasn't seen anything. Next episode is coming out, I believe, next Monday. I want to double check. Yes, next episode will be coming out the 22nd. So join the Patreon and you can get. It's pretty much every month you're going to get roughly 2, maybe 3 episodes of Ryan Hasn't Seen Anything. So well worth. That's the $5 tier is what that's in. Of course, we got other tiers. So that's the Patreon, patreon.com/countoutpod. We would greatly appreciate it. Scotty, anything to plug? Anything to plug match-wise? What is your match of the week?
Oh, man.
Along with anything to plug.
Yeah, you can follow me at Scotty Wrestling on Twitter.
Except for the next week.
I have an interview coming out Monday, so you should still follow. I won't be near my computer that day, but it's already scheduled. It's already set to release.
Mm-hmm. You've been hyping it on Twitter too.
Yeah, I'm going on record to say it's the best written interview yet, by a sizable margin. I think it's very in depth for having the barrier, obviously, of it's a Japanese wrestler, of not being you have to you can't go back and forth like you'd want to. So I think it was exactly how I hoped for. I think they read the questions beforehand. Like, they read them before just going one by one.
Yeah.
And that's how it was played off instead of, so it kind of was like that going back and forth as you'd hope. So yeah, I'm really excited about it.
And that's coming out where?
Fightful.com.
All right, beautiful.
I'm starting to realize I write for very few people now. All of a sudden, I fight for them. I fight for them. I don't fight for anyone. Fight for myself. Fight for my right to party. No, I don't. I only write for like them and Voices Wrestling consistently now. But we'll see what happens. And my match of the week is Miyu Yamashita versus Miyu Watanabe from the semifinals of the Tokyo Princess Cup.
Yes. Yeah. That was what, this morning, I think.
Yeah, I learned what it feels like to have someone win when they should over Miyu Yamashita. That's my shot at last year not getting my Maki to win. I'm still emotionally broken.
I thought that was a shot at Thunder Rosa for a second.
No, Miyu Yamashita should have beaten Thunder Rosa.
I am going to plug me. Follow me on Twitter at Ryan Neitzey.
Thunder Rosa and Miyu Yamashita follow me on Twitter. They're my friends.
Ryan. Whoa! My apologies.
How dare you say that? How dare you slander?
Because you're friends with Thunder Rosa. Should we get her on the podcast?
I don't know if I have that power.
Oh, that pull to go through TK himself. Let's get Maki Ito on the podcast then. Let's interview Maki on Ring Post Radio. You can follow me on Twitter at Ryan Knights. You can follow the show at CountOutPod. My match of the week is going to be, we didn't really talk about it. Talk about the show. We did talk about the show. We didn't talk about this match specifically. And I'm going to shout out Andrade and Roosh versus Penta Oscuro and Rey Fenix. Tornado tag match. I thought that match was really, really, really good. I thought that match was fantastic. Roosh is doing good. I'm not a big Roosh fan, but he's been doing pretty good.
I'm a big Roosh fan. If he's going, then he's good. Just it's rare that he's ever going.
They've done a good job with Roosh where I'm like into what he's been doing lately. Ring of Honor, I was like super over it. I was just like, I don't care about Roosh. And they're.
Oh, you have to remember who he was wrestling in Ring of Honor.
PCO.
Exactly.
Dalton Castle.
Exactly. No, keep proving my point. I enjoy it.
I'm trying to remember other Roosh matches.
All right, I'm about to drop some knowledge on you.
Oh, here we go. He's gonna WrestleMania 23 me. He's gonna WrestleMania 23 and me.
No, I'm looking at cage match. I'm not doing any of that.
No.
Brody King.
Don't remember.
Mark
that.
Haskins.
Really?
Shane Taylor.
All right.
Jay Lethal.
Sure. I don't remember any of these matches.
Yeah, I'm sure you don't. Silas Young.
Sure. Are these like when he had the world title?
These are the 2 times he had the world title. These are all the people he faced while being world champion.
Mm-hmm.
Matt Taven.
Sure, yeah, of course.
Jeff Cobb.
All right.
In England.
I don't remember any of these matches. Jeff Cobb in England.
PCO. So yeah, eat one, buddy, for blaming him. How dare you? He wrestled like the TNA roster. What do you want him to do?
I mean, that's fair.
Mark Haskins? Are you kidding me?
I forgot that.
And you're blaming Roosh? You're blaming Roosh?
Look, man. It's Roosh.
No, I'll tell you what.
Oh, no, I set him off. I didn't mean this.
NWA sucks.